Heavy security is present in the U.S. state of Virginia on Monday, where a pro-gun rally is expected to draw thousands around the state capitol building in Richmond. As authorities brace for possible violence, there is also a shifting of battle lines in the U.S. gun debate. Those backing tougher curbs see Democrats taking control of the Virginia legislature for the first time in a generation on campaign promises of tougher access to arms as offering a model for other traditionally gun-friendly states. But gun enthusiasts argue Virginia is stomping on their constitutional rights to bear arms and vow that Monday's rally will help citizens understand how quickly they can lose the ability to carry guns based on who wins at the ballot box. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, a Democrat, is vowing to push through new gun control laws. He is backing a package of 8 bills, including universal background checks, a red flag law, a ban on assault rifles, and a limit of 1 handgun a month purchase.
This includes out-of-state militia groups and hate groups planning to travel from across the country to disrupt our democratic process with acts of violence. They are not coming to peacefully protest. They are coming to intimidate and to cause harm.
President Donald Trump fanned the flames on Friday when he said the U.S. Constitution was being attacked in Virginia, where he was soundly defeated in 2016 by Hillary Clinton. Now, for the latest on this story, VOA's Carolyn Presutti joins me on the phone from just outside the state capitol building in Richmond, Virginia. Carolyn, describe the scene there in downtown Richmond and what's likely to happen throughout the day.
Well, what I'm looking over right now is what's called Virginia Square, which is an expanse of fields around the Virginia Capitol building. There are thousands of people here listening to a rally against gun laws, those gun laws that you just mentioned. People came from all over this country to support the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, the right to bear arms. Now, this is an annual event in Richmond on this day in January when gun rights activists come to lobby their delegates and their senators here at the state capitol. But this year, it carried more of a significance for them because in last November's elections, Democrats won control of the state capitol and started introducing gun control legislation. Let me just give you an answer. One man I spoke with said he came here because a nation without guns is like a lion without teeth. He told me Americans must protect themselves with weapons. Now, as I mentioned, I'm in a fenced-in area around the Capitol. Beyond this fence, there are even more thousands of people outside the rally on the streets of Richmond circling this Capitol. Now, we just walked through them to get to the Capitol where we saw all types of guns, people personally bringing guns to Richmond, long guns, even an antique rifle, handguns, assault weapons. And as you mentioned, earlier this week, the governor declared a state of emergency and made it a crime to carry weapons on the grounds where we stand. So the people with the weapons are outside the fence. People without the weapons are where I am right now listening to the rally. Security is extremely tight. There have been threats to some of the speakers in the rally. There have been threats on social media. There were arrests in states of people who allegedly were headed to this rally to create problems. Honestly, though, so far we have not seen any violence. Everyone is very calm. Everyone is stating what they believe and what they stand for. And that's, frankly, what these advocates say is their goal, to show that people can come to the state capitol with or without weapons and peacefully demonstrate their rights, and specifically, in this case, the Second Amendment. So, Esther, that's how we see it here on the grounds of the Virginia State Capitol in Richmond, Virginia.
Caroline, the rally was supposed to last just about an hour or so. Any explanation why the governor declared a 3-day state of emergency?
Well, the state of emergency was frankly because of those threats that were made on social media. And I think when law enforcement started looking into the background of the people that were making those threats, that's when they made those arrests. And there have been various threats against several speakers here at the rally. And you are right. The rally did begin, let me look at my phone. Yeah, it started about 55 minutes ago, and it's expected to continue for just 5 more minutes. And then everyone will leave the Capitol grounds and leave downtown Richmond. That's basically how lobbying day is going today. They started, about 3 hours ago lobbying their delegates and senators, going from office to office to tell them how they didn't want to see passage of these gun laws.
And
Now it's a rally that will end the day.
Briefly, how has that affected businesses in Richmond?
A lot of businesses are closed today, Esther. They closed not only because of the rally and because of the fear of violence, but they also closed because today in the United States it's called Martin Luther King Day, and that is a federal holiday. So a lot of these businesses had planned to be closed anyway. But even though it is a federal holiday, this General Assembly for the state of Virginia is in session. So that's why these gun advocates chose Martin Luther King Day to come and lobby their senators and their delegates, because they knew that they would be here, but they may have the day off work, which makes it a lot easier to travel here. But people who are here, I met people from North Carolina, people from California, all over the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Caroline. Caroline Presutti reporting for us from Richmond, Virginia.